What's your least favorite movie cliche? When the smart/nerdy character says something the others don't understand, so they say something along the lines of English please. Small town or state police complain when the feds take over the investigation. Then the feds frick it all up, and the local guys save the day. When hackers are able to break into top secret government systems with just a few keyboard strokes. Car randomly won't start in a horror movie. Stupid easily explainable misunderstanding never gets explained. A classic one for me is that they always prepare these amazing breakfast, but then everybody just has a bite of toast and they are off to work. Where in the sequel the couple is no longer together. Nerdy girl makeovers that somehow solve every single problem in her life. A. Caught doing something that's not what it looks like. It's not what it looks like. B. How could you? We're over. Runs away immediately. Oh no. How will they ever overcome this insurmountable misunderstanding? /S. Monologuing, where the villain just talks, and the hero feels defeated because of it. Hit them in the frickin' mouth. Problem solved. People with no jobs, who happen to have nice homes in New York City or Los Angeles. That guys do all these romantic gestures which make women fall in love with them. In real life doing those things would be creepy, and stalking is not okay. If you followed romantic advice from romance films you would be in jail within a week. Maybe it's just because I watch a lot of chick flick type movies that I can't stand the high school setting where everyone just stands at their locker for 10 minutes and doesn't leave until the bell rings and they somehow aren't punished for being late. And no one is yelling at them that they need to get to class. For some reason it bothers the hell out of me. A man and a woman in a workplace, usually but can be other places, are arguing, and it's getting really heated, and both parties are aggravated. Next thing you know they both reach in, and are passionately making out. It's so stupid. It's just lazy writing to add some corny romance and drama to the movie, and it happens in major films, all the time. This would never work in real life. Killing all the supervillain's underlings, but not the actual villain. When the main character thinks they've killed the villain, and they turn their back, and the guy's gone. Forced romance. In a rush, following someone, need to get away, being chased, don't have a car, but there's lots sitting around, need an instant do sex matchina, don't worry, just hop in one, and flip down the visor equals keys, you know, that place where everyone always puts them in real life. Bullcrap. Female super spy with supermodel looks, and maybe weighs 100 pounds soaking wet beating up 5 guys that weigh over 250 pounds each all at once. IDK if this counts, but usually in horror movies, when people are being chased by the villain/serial killer and ends up falling or stumbling, instead of standing up and running again, they tend to do the inverted crawl while crying. If I kill them, I'll be just like them. Ah, but you won't though, will you? Kill the bastard dead, so they don't kill again, and make the world a better place for goodness sake. Average looking men with beautiful supermodel women as their love interests. Smartest characters, especially protagonists. I actually kind of enjoy the occasional sassy bastard every now and then. But the character type has simply become overused in recent times and I feel it's a lazy way to cover up an inability to write good dialogue. Can't think of anything unique for your villains to say, just have your hero mock their generic lines. It's what I used to do all the time back when I started writing. Unnecessary love scenes. Not sure if that counts as a cliche, but I hate when there's a kick-ass action movie that gets slowed down by a drawn out love scene. Go back to kicking ass please. The guy chases the woman down, often in an airport, to declare his love for her. Always including a romantic subplot. Including a romance is not bad in and of itself. A well done love story can be wonderful, but freaking hell, we don't need one in every single movie. It's okay to have a story be just sword fights and or explosions and or car chases. Really, I promise you, women will still watch the movie. I can say that with authority because I am a woman, and I'm perfectly okay with watching a movie that contains no romance whatsoever. Sometimes I just want to watch crap blow up. I was actually super pleased that they didn't end up having Jin and not Poe Dameron kiss in Rogue One. I got an entire movie of fun space adventures without a single moment of romance. It was wonderful. If you ever want to see me rage about romance in a movie, though, ask me about Toriel. I have opinions. Two male characters are antagonistic to one another. Female character steps between the two and makes a testosterone joke that I've heard about 100 times in movies. Or she jokes about measuring beans. My eyes roll so hard I can see my cortex. Horror movie. The child character survives completely unharmed. How in so many kids movies, the adults are portrayed as dolts. The one where a scientist slow claps and says very good, you passed the test. I've ranted about this before, but one of the things that annoys me is when TV shows and movies require blood and people cut the palm of their hand. Have you ever had a cut on the palm of your hand? It's a terrible place for a cut because your hand is practically useless while you wait for it to heal. Despite this, many movies and shows like Supernatural, The 100, etc. have the heroes that cut their hand getting into fights with no problem and are immediately better a day later when a cut like that would take probably a week to heal and likely need stitches. I get that it used to be the best place because it allowed them to easily hide a blood pack, but there are better places to do it, like the back of the forearm, or hell even just on a finger, so your entire hand isn't useless. Manic pixie dream girl, or any other trope that has one of the love interests completely changing for the other. Hanging up the phone without saying goodbye. When the superheroes save the world, what happened to saving the city, the local burger joint or your neighbor's dog? Rescuing like 5 people from a geological disaster or something? Now it all has to be so epic and over the top. Freeze frame. You're probably wondering how I got to this point. Characters dying from wounds that aren't lethal because other characters don't do CPR or first aid. Saying he's gone a second after a wounded character closes their eyes, especially if it's set past 1975. He's not dead. He's unconscious. Pull it together and begin chest compressions and call 911. Hi, I like you. Let's love ourselves. Then break up. Then meet someplace and love ourselves again. Person leaving their fiancé at the altar because their silly stalker like ex shows up like a moron to confess their love. They always seem to do this without even so much as an inkling of remorse or doubt. Could you imagine how that would play out in real life? Give me a freaking break lol. Someone, it's dangerous over there. MC ignores person, goes over there, and is surprised to find danger. The dad who gets crap from his wife and kid because his well-paid job means he often has to work late and miss things like dance recitals and whatnot. Never mind that his job is the reason you have that huge house in a nice area with a top-of-the-range family car outside. He's the asshole for not telling his boss to frick off so he could go watch some crap school event. I've been against the hero for 90% of the movie. I'm against the hero's goals and ideologies. However, since I'm not the bad guy and it's the climax, I'm going to have a sudden and out of character change of heart. The hero is now my BFF, and I will totally help him defeat the bad guy. Everyone else in the whole town feels the same. We didn't sign up for this. Yes, you frickin' did, you dumbus. This is single-handedly one of, if not the most egregious lines in all of cinema. In English, please. After the nerd has told them what the problem is. When a person gets knocked unconscious for several hours and wakes up perfectly fine, you'd have pretty severe brain damage if that happened to you, IRL. And that's if you wake up. Creepy guy doing creepy stuff to get the girl in a romantic movie. I can never cheer for that guy. He keeps doing dumb crap the whole movie. I hate that guy and the movie expects you to root for him. By the power of friendship. 47 seconds of Logos. Tech person who changes out keyboards is all of a sudden the hacker. Few taps on a keyboard while sitting in a blacked out van outside of the White House. I'm in. That part where the couple break up at the end of the second act over a misunderstanding they could easily talk through, just so there can be conflict in the third act. Confusing movies that have hidden information that is revealed at the end of the movie that I could never have put together through my own deduction. They haven't given enough information, or any, to hint or support the big reveal. This is frustrating because it makes me feel Like I've wasted my time during the whole movie trying to figure out what is happening. It's not clever, it's just stupid. When a nerd or nervous person speak on a microphone and there is a screeching sound first making everyone wince. When a man and a woman are about to compete in something, and the man makes a sexist crack about the outcome, being a foregone conclusion as he is facing a woman, thus invoking the god of comedic irony, and is beaten soundly, even when it's not ludicrously unrealistic. It is a hack way of demonstrating a heroine's a badass. Why can't they just challenge each other to a friendly competition? Why does the man have to be a cock about it? The first time I noticed this was in a Harry Potter movie. In a practice duel, Ron tells Hermione that he will go easy on her and is then promptly knocked on his ass, which is particularly nonsensical as the character is quite aware that Hermione is better at spells than him and is comfortable with that. Where is all this macho ego coming from? Guy gets himself into some hole, proceeds to get himself out of the hole. The overprotective father who doesn't want his daughter to date until she's 40 and gets really aggressive around potential boyfriends. It's a creepy trope for many reasons. Anytime someone dies with their arms splayed out to the sides to symbolize their Christ-like sacrifice. The good-looking, popular girls and guys at school are all stupid bullies who struggle to get good grades, and the unattractive people are brilliant and kind. My high school didn't work that way. One character accidentally listens in on another character's conversation and heard bad things or witnessed something, and then runs away without hearing the rest of the conversation, leading to a whole misunderstanding that could have been avoided if the character had stuck around for another 5 seconds. Oh crap, my best friend was snitching all along. Not good. Listen for it. Every goddamn character says it when things are going awry. Lazy aff, and I can't unhear it. A. It's my fault. Sorry, I didn't meant to say that. B. No, you're right. It is my fault. And every war movie cliches that was done after Saving Private Ryan. Shaky cam, that's so shaky that you can't see the action. A moment for the character to pause and look at the carnage of the battle with a high-pitched ringing noise. Sniper. Protagonist-centered morality. All those innocent bystanders and B-list teammates died, but MacGuffin all love interest was saved, so yay. Giving Deadpool to a pass on this, since it cranks it up to 11 and makes it actually funny. Every Hallmark Christmas movie. Romantic subplot always included, no matter the genre, subject matter, tone. Bonus hate if the romance makes any shape but a line. Not so much the antagonist, but their posse. Where the hell did you find so many idiots? And why are they almost always ugly? Except the females, of course. Because sex sells. Movies where the teenagers are smarter than the adults, and most of the parents are never around. Like WAP, this ragtag bunch of teen stereotypes come together and overcome their differences to solve a complicated mystery and somehow work directly with the police. Oh, and 90% of them apparently don't have parents cause they are never seen. Either. Oh, and when a parent is seen, they say stupid stuff like, "Oh Julie, I know I probably killed that psychotic boy in the swamp after the prom when I was young and the body was never found, but I'm sure it's totally unrelated to the guy killing people in a swamp monster costume wearing the prom king's crown. Now go back out into the night to work your overpass shift at the vacant diner on the outskirts of town." The one where two characters have a really emotional scene together and then the dumbest of the group makes a joke and ruins it. Just before the big kiss scene, the dude who's been chasing the girl the entire movie is talking super fast in circles and she just grabs him and goes in for the smooch. Or the just shut up and kiss me. The damn thing where, if someone would just frickin' say what they're after, the entire plot could be avoided. You know the one I mean. Where the conversation is super contrived, and if someone just talked over someone else to say the plot critical information, it would clear up an entire movie. Anything revolving around BO family being the best family. Real dad is best dad is the most common version of it, but evil stepmothers have their reputations too, though usually the BO mom is dead and isn't in direct competition with the stepmom, so the comparison isn't as prominent. Bad guys run through crowds, seemingly going out of their way to push people and knock big crowds of people over, when it would be faster and attract less attention to just run around them. The good guy runs after him and doesn't run into or push anybody. People sit way too close to one another to make sure they fit in the frame. When's the last time you sat on a full-sized couch with your friend and both your butts were making contact with the same cushion? Same goes for standing a lot of the time. As someone who likes my personal space, I always notice this in pretty much all shows and movies. Closing the eyes of the dead with that light brush of the hand motion. I don't like that awful thing so many movies do where they're bad. Really stupid behavior driving major plots. So many horror films heavily rely on it. Detective being stumped by a case. Gets angry. Throws evidence off the desk. Notices important clue lying on the floor. When someone says you look like you've seen a ghost right after they saw a ghost. This ends now. Literal cliffhangers. I hate them. My hatred The Force Awakens was justified when the Millennium Falcon did a cliffhanger after a chase. It's a gimmick as old as time and it's as hacky as you can get. I expected Tyler Perry in a fat lady suit to show up after that. When a crash occurs off camera and nobody shouts, my leg. Any movie that has a hacker and gives them garbage dialogue like, let me just hack into the mainframe and use the correct algorithm to bypass the firewall and binary code, I'm in. When a character says what's wrong with you people, and a sassy black character replies what do you mean you people? The gay guy always being the flamboyant stereotype with that voice and overall mannerism. It doesn't offend me, but I think it's overused to the point where I cringe whenever one of these types shows up on really any piece of media. The cliche that the Lifetime/Hallmark movies created. Dude and girl meet. Girl is swept off her feet for no particular reason. They end up together, work together, and one of them has to go across the freaking country for whatever reason, and decides to stay home at the end of the movie. Scientists knowing everything about science, no matter the field, because being a scientist makes you smart in every category. Any plot twist that has the protagonists getting out of any problem without experiencing any hardship, or making a difficult decision, that makes them the bad guy. When all of the fire sprinklers go off at once as a test, it doesn't work that way. When a grumpy and hardened detective has some sort of a persistent health issue, alcoholism, heart problems, etc., it has become such a cliche, and it always seems to be an unnecessary distraction in the plot. If removed, the story wouldn't usually change much. Dumb lovable guy gets the girl in the end, always without a fail, no matter if she is in a relationship, how horrible he is otherwise, or what a bitch she is. Without a fail stalking her enough will do the trick. No man can do this. Oh I'm a woman haha. Yeah but imagine if the reason female characters accomplished things was due to good writing and character development instead of girl power. That every character needs a tragic past. Main character, wow thanks. Supporting character, for all your help. How'd you learn to pick a lock? Supporting character, my dad used to beat me and lock me in the pitch black basement for hours on end. Years went by where I didn't see the Sunday. I learned to pick locks with the bones from rats, the ones I had to eat raw to survive. I learned to pick locks so I could escape. Main character, haha. Wow that's crazy. Let's go stop Villain from ruining Christmas. Didn't you get the memo? The old protagonist repeating the cold ass line the antagonist said earlier. Hack writing bullcrap. I can spot it now. As soon as the antagonist says his cold crap, 9/10 I can guess that the hero will be saying that crap later. Leaving a character alive. Hero or villain. Soldier or civilian. Stop leaving them alive. They come back better than before and do quite a bit of bad things for you. Kill them. The lie revealed plot. Think Aladdin. Protagonist fakes his identity or who he is. Other characters find out and turn on him only for everyone to become friends again in like 20 minutes of the most cliche scenes ever. When everyone dies instantly after getting shot, but character important to protagonist survives for long enough to share a piece of ultimate wisdom and dies right after they finished a sentence.